You know, I woke up today feeling kind of frustrated at the game, so I think today the video we're gonna do is gonna be a fun/funny one, because it's gonna be the top 5 reasons to quit Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's start with number 5, the clan boss. Now, this may be a kind of surprising one for you guys, because you may think you enjoy the clan boss. I enjoy the clan boss as well. The major issue that we're having with the clan boss is, 1, the RNG aspect of rewards. So trying to get rewards from the clan boss is very, very, very frustrating. It seems like getting Sacred Shards, legendary books, even after they buffed it, is few and far between, even when you get the Transcendent chest. And on top of that, trying to beat the clan boss has been extremely difficult because it doesn't have unlimited health until the patch 115 that's coming out. And in patch 115, once it's on unlimited health, if you wake up late and you're in like a strong guild, you're only ever going to be able to hit the off affinity. The clan boss system itself is the best part of the game, in my personal opinion, because I like PvE. And the fact that the clan boss system is frustrating, on top of it being the best part of the game, makes it number 5 for me. So the clan boss is actually the reason to quit the game, as it's the best part of the game. So if you play the clan boss and you like it, it doesn't get better. That's it. Number 4 is very easily the prices on this game. $100 in this game is barely anything. If you look at here in this skill pack, this is a bonus skill pack. We have 15 hours currently to decide if we want to buy this bonus skill pack. This is $100, and all it's going to give us is some books and some gems and some silver. So we'll be able to upgrade some of the skills for the character that we have. If we bought that for $100 right now, I would go to one of my characters here. Let's say, I don't know, let's pick someone. Let's say I wanted to book, let's say Minanya, okay? So we go to book this character here. We have 7 books. We could place them, and we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could hit all 6 here and 1 here to get extra lucky. We could get completely perfect and still need another $100 worth of books. It's $200 to book her, and she's not even like that good. So unfortunately, I think easily for me, the number 4 reason to quit Raid Shadow Legends is the prices are atrocious. $100 in any other game would get you the full game with the digital deluxe and maybe $10 worth of in-game currency. If it's one of those games, $100, you know what $100 would get you. Any other game, that's a lot. So unfortunately, the prices are a little crazy in this game. Okay, the number 3 reason is actually the events/tournament/goings on they have. So if you look in the game here, there's Summoning Rush going on. There's a dungeon event, or actually, excuse me, it starts at 17 hours. There's actually nothing going on right now. And then the Dungeon Diver event ends here in 2 days here. So the best thing I could do is go clear a bunch of dungeons. I would get a few free shards and one of those free books that are very expensive, and it would take 8,000 points. So if I got the very best, which is a legendary 6-star piece of gear, I would have to get 400. I would have to get, is that right? Yes, 400 6-star legendary pieces of gear in order to max this out. That is a complete and utter joke. 400 legendary pieces is ridiculous. Yes, you could train the campaign, double it up with the champion training tournaments that go on. But reason number 3 for me is that the events/tournaments, even fusions, the things that happen in the game, the periodic events that happen in the game, aren't even fun. I would say they aren't good, but sometimes they can be. You know, some of the fusions have been like the Rosin fusion, right? It can be kind of cool, but the events themselves just aren't fun. I haven't had any of the event come up where I was like, wow, this is a wacky one. I would say the Skull Lord fusion was the closest thing I've had to having fun with an event. And that just costs money. I mean, which brings us back to the previous point number 4 there. So unfortunately, point number 3 for me is that the events/tournaments in this game, like the reoccurring or periodic things that happen, aren't even enjoyable or even good for that aspect. They're not even good. If I did the Fire Knight right now, I'd be getting a piece of gear that just got nerfed, and 60 or 55 gems and an epic skill book. It's bad. It's very bad. The events in this game are basically worthless. Unless you're like a new player and you're just trying to farm the freebies. It's just kind of the events are basically just another form of slow drip of resources that you get. They're not actually events. It's just like, here's a little bit of freebies if you happen to do them. And here's another event that we can paywall. We mix them in with champion chases and summoning rushes and ones that are just paywall events. And we mix in every now and then like the ones that are farming events to try to balance it out. But yeah, so number 3's events for me for sure are not exciting or a reason to stay. Number 2 for me is one that has to do with the frequency of updates and the quality of updates. Now, we recently have been getting an increase, admittedly, in the frequency of the patches. Patch 113 into 114 into 115 seems to be an increase in the speed of the patch release cadence. That being said, even though the last couple ones seem to be better quality of life, overall, during the length of the game and the life of the game, except for just the latest patch, the frequency of patches, as well as the quality, in my personal opinion, of these patches has been subpar of industry standard, meaning there has been more things in the patches that have been either A, disappointing, or B, things related to monetization or things that would benefit the company instead of benefiting the player base. One example of this will be the player levels that currently people are mad about, where we're getting free additional progression rewards, yes, but they're doing additional player levels to sell additional packs, and then they're not increasing the energy with that. Things like this are an example for number 2 of how updates are infrequent, and when they do happen, they tend to be about 70% of what we need. A lot of times there's some good quality of life updates or some good changes in the patches, but unfortunately they tend to not complete the marathon. They run most of the way, but they don't cross the finish line. It seems like to me, for some reason, they have an issue with giving 100% of what the community wants. It seems everything in the patch, they need to have a little bit of additional monetization for their company. And while I understand this, I do also see the change in community vocality when it comes to how they express themselves with the game when we got good patches. If you guys remember, right when 114 hit into the 115 pre-press release where they were announcing sort of the upcoming changes, the community was starting to get a switch in positivity. Even myself came out with several positive videos, as did the other content creators. I even saw messages on Reddit, which is normally fairly negative, saying things like, it looks like Plarium maybe is turning a corner. We hope they keep it up. So because of that, number 2 for me is the inability to continue positive PR when it really matters. When good patches are coming out, you got to continue with good patches, good things. They should drive the hype PR train and continue the good PR instead of, okay, we did one good one, maybe we bought ourselves enough goodwill to put in something bad again. I think you should really, really dig down deep into trying to switch community perspective quickly, as community can really ride off hype. You can go off positivity or off negativity, either way. And I do think a few solid patches in a row, and by solid, I mean non-greedy, really community-minded patches only, would turn the game around like that. I really do believe that. Okay, so that's our number 2, which brings us to our number 1 of the day, which I guarantee you, if you're a longtime viewer, you absolutely know, which is, I'm gonna pull it up here now. Number 1, for an absolute fact, is the diminishing returns / duplicate issue in the game. What do I mean? Okay, if you look here, I have 1 billion characters. I've spent $15,000 in this game. Yes, I have received some resources from Plarium, which have all been disclosed, things like books, chickens. However, I don't own any character currently in the game that was given to me by Plarium. I crunched my only Mountain King that they gave me, sort of as a message, as well as all of the gear and everything. I've purchased the gear, I've farmed the gear. This is me, my friends. And unfortunately, what you learn when you have this kind of roster and you have 5 Nethros is that the number 1 largest issue in this game, without a doubt, is the duplicate character issue. When you have multiple of the same character, it doesn't really do anything other than a book, which is a complete waste of resources, especially when it comes to legendaries. And on top of the duplicate issue not doing anything, it is the massive degradation of diminishing returns in this game, meaning as your gear becomes better, as your character acquisition increases, the things remaining that you need to acquire on your account become so mind-blowingly difficult to acquire that at the in-game portion, mid to in-game, the game becomes nigh unplayable. And the reason I say this is it's the mid to in-game portion because in the early game, every character you pull, you can see this in my DM walkthrough series and the free-to-play account before that, every single character you pull on a new free-to-play account is a massive deal. Even characters like War Maiden, farmable characters, are big characters, and it doesn't matter then. But when you hit the mid game, or if you're someone who's liking the game so much, you start spending money on the game, you start getting duplicates, or even if you don't get duplicates, you're not getting the right characters. You're trying, like for me, I don't have Dracomorph, $15,000 in, right? No Venus, no Dracomorph. I don't even have an AoE defense down in weekend. I don't have that, period. There is no way, zero way for me to get that in the game other than pulling a Dracomorph or Venus. That's it. If I don't get it, it will never happen on my account and my account won't be complete. And there's literally nothing I can do about that. They even do the 10x events, and during the 10x for Dracomorph, I spent $600. I still couldn't get them. That's the number one issue in this game. During the event for the exact character I needed, I spent $600 and I still could not get him. That's why it's time to quit Raid Shadow Legends if you're considering it. And I hope this video struck a chord with you, because in my personal opinion, we need to change these things, and we need to change it now, or else the game is going to drive people away over time purely due to frustration. I hope this video was enjoyable for you, or at least something that you guys liked listening to. I love y'all. Please consider subscribing if you would like to hear more of me rambling, and I'll see you on the next one.